So this week, Sam gets to drive. It's Sam's turn. I took Luke out to a restaurant, and then while we were eating, I left them with the check, and that means Luke is stuck at the restaurant washing the dishes.
No, Sam, I make good money at my job, and I offered to pay for the meal.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Luke, is it cool if I run the game? You can play, though. You can play the game.
Oh, yeah, no, that would be great. I don't have to, have 4 different monitors.
Actually, wait. Eric, is it cool if Luke plays?
You know what? I'll allow it.
All right, Madison, I know this is a little on the spot.
A little on the spot. There's pros and cons to the whole situation. I can't say no to you, Barry. Let him in.
All right.
Let him play.
I'm excited. I haven't gotten to play a character in so long. I hope I remember how to do it.
And I haven't DM'd ever. Let's hit the music.
God, devil. Blood and tits. Also some dogs for the ladies and people who want dogs.
Let us slay, let us slay, let us slay.
Queen. Yes.
Slay queen, sissy that walk. Pussy on fire.
Is this what it's like for you?
Shake that ass. Turn that heel.
Damn.
Yes, this is...
I don't know what we're turning down for.
What?
Oh. Great.
We're going to play this game like the roof's on fire.
Hi, everyone. I'm Sam, your game master. You've never heard that phrase before on this show, but better late than never.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, we're just going to go into it then. Today, we are going to be playing Hell Grinders, designed and written by Ken Lowry and Rachel Stevens, who you can support respectively on bannerlessgames.itch.io and positronicwoman.itch.io. Big thanks to Ken Lowry and Rachel Stevens. Quick message from Rachel Stevens: please support your local trans people. Give them some money, whatever you can do. It's appreciated.
Trans rights are human rights, and Eric lost his Twitter account in that fight.
Yeah, I was, you know what? Fuck TERFs, but don't have sex with them. And transphobia is a mental illness. I can say that here.
It's true.
Because there's no searching podcasts.
Oh, finally, Hellgrinders is illuminated by Lumen, based on the Lumen RPG system designed by Spencer Campbell at Gila RPGs. That is all the credits. Luke, should I read the intro for this very good game?
Yes.
By our good friend Ken Lowry, of course.
Yes, of course,
And
Rachel Stevens. And at once, all the gates of hell were opened, and demons poured forth in their millions, and so they did consume the earth in fire and blood. And then did the gates of heaven open, and angels poured forth in their millions, and so did they wage battle with hell's legions. And in their haste, the demons of hell left untended the prisons in which they held the souls of countless billions, which they would soon regret. For even as the war of heaven and hell consumed the earth, hell's own prisoners would escape to show the same mercy they were granted in perdition. And soon angel and devil alike would find out that they were completely fucked.
Wunderbar. Email!
So we open on a very boring room. It's got wood paneling. Think season 2 of The Wire about the Union, where those meetings happen, or like an Elk Lodge or something similar would take place.
My basement.
A basement, your basement, with more light.
I have I have 2 more lamps in here, Sam.
Natural light, then. Well, we'll get into the light source.
Mm-hmm.
At a desk in the middle of the room is a sort of squat gentleman. Think Frank Sabaka from season 2 of The Wire, the one about the Union, and maybe a George Costanza. This guy is sort of
Okay, that guy I know. I haven't seen The Wire.
there you go.
Yeah, Sabak, that's when Chewbacca plays Sabak.
Okay.
As opposed to Sagatka, which is when he plays Street Fighter. So you can see that this guy is also a little bit Frankensteined out, limbs reattached, neck stapled together, things of that nature. And he looks up and he says, hey, thank you for joining. My name is Emmanuel Video. You can call me Manny Vids. Really appreciate you all coming for joining the Hell Grinder Initiative. Before we start, I've got a quick questionnaire to go through that's also going to make sure that the sort of prison break resurrection protocols went off without a hitch. And he points to Eric's character.
Okay.
He says, start with you. What was your name?
My name is. Hold on, let me just. Damn it! What the thing? Okay. My name is Spacehog LXIV or Spacehog 64.
Okay, and how did you die?
Well, I was betrayed after my glorious victory, the final one that would guarantee my freedom. I was betrayed by a man known as the Last Dictator.
Yep, checks out. And why were you damned?
I'm not going to bother with the voice. I was damned because of all the bodies I've accrued in the arena.
And your weapon of choice?
Axes.
Excellent. Who or what do you fight for?
I fight for my freedom.
And what will you say to the Demiurge when you see him?
And in the end, we shall achieve in time the thing they call divine, when all the stars will smile for me.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Mr. Spacehog. Would that be right, or Mr.
Yes,
64?
You see, we are delineated by our species, and I was designated number 64th.
Excellent.
Yeah, so like Spacehog, you're just talking to this like giant muscular boar character with these huge ass bloodied tusks.
Very, very classical orc sort of look.
Yeah, but it's Spacehog because he's a boar.
Yeah. I'm thinking. Sorry, I should say manga orc.
Right.
That's what I was thinking of. Yeah. Boars, and, etc. All right, excellent. Well, thank you, Mr. Spacehog 64. And then he's going to point to the bard. Sorry, he's going to point to Madison's character.
Yeah.
It says, okay, and you, what was your name?
What was my name? What is my name? STRATTI.
And how did you die?
Oh, it was really tragic by all means. I was burned alive in a theater as it went down.
And why were you damned?
Simple. I'd beat the devil at his own game and won a wonderful prize that he hated me for.
Oh, yeah, that's a mistake. And what is your weapon of choice?
The violin.
Excellent. And who or what do you fight for?
I fight for the music that beats within all of us. It will not be silenced.
And what will you say to the Demiurge when you see him?
Sit down, fool, and let me play you out.
Excellent. Okay. And you can describe yourself physically a little bit if you'd like to.
She's STRATTI is a sort of a tall figure in like an elegant dress that at the edges you can still see burns with that flame.
Fucking sick.
She's got fiery hair as well, and while one side of her face is beautiful and dark in that kind of mysterious way with that red lipstick and those dark eyes and dark eyeshadow, The other half is still burned away, just skull and bone left. Just a single flaming eye still looks out.
Okay, quite the collection we have here today. And finally, you, sir, and points to Luke's character.
Mm-hmm.
What was your name?
Oh, my name is Luke Herr. That's Herr.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Okay. And how did you die?
You know that game Pokemon Go that came out? I was playing and I was walking around a graveyard early enough in the morning during the fall, and I just didn't see a route, and so I just tripped and fell, and I smashed my head on a gravestone, and like it could have been fine, but no one really knew where I was, and so I just ended up bleeding out and dying.
That matches what we have here. And why were you damned?
I didn't get Christianity like 100% right. Like I thought I had a generally good idea. Lot more important stuff about elephants than you would expect.
Look, it's a fraction of a percent of Christians that get it right. Okay, little.
Oh yeah,
like,
and like there's no fucking metaphors in the Bible. Like everything is pretty literal. Like you read the book of Revelations, like, oh no, this was just something that some guy who was in prison like had a vision of, and it all simple. No, it's all 100% literal.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
and he gestures outside, in which a seven-headed demon sort of eats itself and regurgitates its body back onto itself as a line of damned jump into the flesh wounds.
mm-hmm.
Yep, as you can see.
Yeah, I kind of just like always trusted that if like my faith wasn't enough, the fact that my mom was a pastor would like get me in, but apparently I was wrong.
Yes, you were. And and what is your weapon of choice?
I've got fists.
That you do? There's
like I can probably punch things. Luke is gesturing that he can punch, but he does not actually know how to throw a punch.
Mm-hmm. And there's just a very long pause.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally, Manny goes back. Who or what do you fight for?
My right to party.
Okay, and what will you say to the demiurge when you see him?
I thought you were metaphorical, you son of a bitch.
Would you believe you're not the first person?
I would definitely believe that.
Well, thank you all so much. If you could just follow me, and he stands up, and you can see that his bottom half is sort of a, like a cyber spider situation.
Mm-hmm.
Couple of goat legs on there too. Follow me, and right this way, we're going to head to the armory before we get the show on the road. Now, sounds like some of you brought your own weapons. I can see a violin there.
Mm-hmm. The prize won from the devil himself. Won it fair and square, so technically I get to keep it.
Great. Well, my associate here is going to help you, whether you need to pick up a weapon or just improve yours here. And opens the door, and a blast of heat assaults you. And this next room it's bigger than it should be. It's sort of round, like the inside of I've never said it out loud, cairn?
Mm-hmm.
C-A-I, yeah, okay, cairn. And there is at an anvil, an armored figure, a face shaped like an anvil, and smoke sort of billows out. And the figure gestures towards a wall that is filled with weapons, and also gestures at his own forge. So functionally, what's about to happen, you can just tell me what weapon you want or already have. In the book, we have a list. We're going to start with harm 1 weapons, 1 damage, 1 harm.
Mm-hmm.
But you're also all going to get a random tag.
Ooh.
Okay.
So I can read the list here for you. There are fists, mace, spear, whip, shield, also grants 1 health, pistol, crossbow, or instrument, which is bard only. I'm also willing to say like a tinier axe, like a smaller sort of thing, not a full battle axe action.
Okay.
But yeah, if anyone wants to start the upgrading process or pick out a weapon, let me know.
I'll go with the upgrade. Luke will go with the upgrading process. Hi, Forge Master. So I'm probably just going to stick with the fists because I think I can, like, punch, but can you, like, do magic? Like, I do not want them, like, chopped off and replaced with metal hands or anything because, like, in hell, it's hard to, like, already get it up, but I don't want to, like, lose any other abilities, you know?
The Forge Master sort of gestures at their own situate, like flexes the metal hands, like in a sort of like, you're telling me, brother. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And then gestures towards the anvil to put your hands on it.
All right.
And he takes a hammer that you can see is just crackling with heat, blinding. For whatever reason, chefs call this ripping hot.
Mm-hmm.
And brings it down so quick on your hands. You don't feel anything. It feels fine.
Mm-hmm.
Luke, roll 2d6.
5.
So that is...
Did I get the 5th thing?
Yeah, well, hold on. It's 11, right? 2, 3, 4, 5.
No, there's 12 of them.
Yeah, there's 12. So then you got dual. Twice as nice and double the fun. Dual wield for double damage.
I've got 4 hands now!
Yes. That is what has happened.
I can do this twice now.
Oh my god.
No, you could do it in stereo, I think.
Just rapidly doing the like snap slap thing with your...
Thank you very much.
Snapping your fingers.
You know, I can't wait to learn how to use these things.
And then the Forge Master turns to the rest of the group and gestures. Whoever's next up is welcomed.
Suppose we'll continue on down the line. I will be using my golden fiddle. Don't suppose you have something you can do to this baby?
And he really takes like an eye to this thing, like wherever eyes might be on this fellow. Like he's examining it. He sort of picks at it and notices, oh, she's already got this tuned, like obviously.
It's perfectly tuned. It's been so ever since I came down here.
And does sort of like the hand gestures of an Antiques Roadshow host, like holding it to a camera.
like holding it with like just the tips of their fingers and like turning it just a little bit to get the better angles and shit.
Yeah. And then he lays it on the anvil and swings that crackling hammer. There is heat and flash, but the other side of it, well, Madison, you'll have to roll 2d6.
2d6. It is a 5 and a 4.
For 9.
That's a 9.
Holy. Add 2 harm to attacks on demonic enemies, which is most of them. From all angles, it can be seen like one of those little tiny gold leaf halos, like on a painting.
Oh, how curious.
Like no matter where you're looking at it from, it appears behind, full on towards the viewer.
Oh, excellent. I give it a quick little strum to hear those strings truly sing.
There's a faint like chorus sound.
Oh, perfect. The devil will hate it.
And then finally the Forge Master turns to Spacehog.
Yes. Now I can also have like one of those tiny hand axes, like a hatchet, you said?
Oh yeah, like it'll just be a harm 1 weapon as opposed to...
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah. So fetches a hatchet, kind of looks like it could be pretty solid for throwing. It's a one-handed little guy. Well, actually what he does is he kind of gestures towards his hand axes and kind of sees if there's one that's catching Spacehog's eye.
I think the Spacehog is probably going to go for the one that looks very sturdy, also has that like one of those little holes in the back between the blade itself and the proper handle, because that's where all the blood likes to seep down, so that, it's much easier to clean. And also, you want like very intricate like etching on your hand axe so that when you cover it in the blood of your enemies, it makes a cool design in the recess. It's like the George Foreman grill of hand axes.
And, he sees you eyeing that one and kind of comes at you like, but, this is all told with his hands.
Right.
But then he takes it, sort of does like a little show-off gesture, a sommelier with a bottle of wine, and then puts it on the anvil, slams it with a hammer. Eric, give me that 2d6.
2d6. I rolled a 9.
Do me a favor, just roll 1 again since we already got a 9.
All right. I rolled a 7.
Okay. A 7 is explosive. Explosions upon impact do 2 additional harm to the target and 1 harm to all allies or enemies in near range.
Oh, fun.
All right.
I sort of have an idea of how this looks, unless you have one.
I want to hear your idea first.
Okay, well, there's two ideas.
Okay.
One is a sort of crackling rune. It looks like a part of the hammer itself just sort of fused with it and then ripped away, leaving a stamp in the thing. Or you can kind of see some buckshot very hastily taped to the axe.
Okay, I like the buckshot one, or something like there's just a lot of flint there, so that sparks go off whenever he strikes an enemy.
Okay, so what it looks like is, because I like that. You notice that the edge of it is much shinier. Takes it off the anvil, and you can see sparks already flying off of it. And then attached in sort of a pinwheel on both sides is buckshot. It looks mystical in nature. If you're really paying attention, it's reloading itself and reforming and turning after use, but it's there.
Okay.
The Forge Master kind of shrugs. Then Manuel comes up from it. All right, great. Looks like everyone is armed, and it's time to get going. If you could just head to the next door, and you can see there's another door into this hallway, into this sort of other side of this cairn sort of shape. You go to it. Manuel opens it, and you're somehow thousands of feet in the air.
Wow.
Oh, uh-huh.
All right. So this is how we're going to get you to the objective. Well, as close to the objective as we can get. This is sort of where our wards and powers run out. Well, we got as close as we could, but what can we say? And then
we just step out.
Yeah, you can just step out and start. You can sort of look over, and next thing to do is start the mission. And I'll tell you what you see when you look out the door.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Excellent.
Oh yeah, I'm just going out that door.
Okay, so below you, way, is the Capitol building. It's sort of torn asunder, reformed. It's painted with burning gold, and you see it as you're falling and falling and falling. As you're getting closer, just fissures. Just a lot of seismic activity appears to have taken place and will continue to take place. And you're falling, and you hit the ground, and you're fine. If you want to tell me how you hit the ground, if you look cool, if you roll, if you do the 3-point landing.
The classic superhero.
If you want to look cool, you will have to make a roll. So otherwise, you're going to hit the ground and look stupid.
Oh, I want to hit the ground, but then leave a slight indentation where I hit the ground and then just spawn up out of that.
Okay, no, I'm going to make you roll genre savvy.
I got a 4.
So you hit the ground and you do leave a Luke shape. And also as you do, you feel the earth shake a little bit. You definitely feel like something got knocked loose somewhere, It's fine right now.
In the earth, not in me.
In the earth, yes.
Oh, okay.
Spacehog, I can't remember how to pronounce your... Via STRATTI, are you trying to look cool, or do you just want to land and roll?
Yeah, I think what he's doing is he's just going to turn backwards and then try to just absorb as much impact as possible on his muscular back, like a wrestler trying to take a bump.
You know what? I am going to ask you to roll for that one.
Okay.
Give me a strength roll. So that is 2d6.
2d.
Tell me the highest.
I rolled a 5.
All right, a 5. Yeah, you take that back bump like a champ. I think you sell it a little bit.
Yeah.
You do a classic sort of Shawn Michaels or Ric Flair, Kenny Omega, ooh, ouchie. But we all know you're fine.
Yeah.
Anyone who saw that.
Because I assume, Spacehog is at least, very large, and his two companions are normal people sized.
I'm 6'2". That's taller than a lot of people.
It is taller than average, but it's also as tall as I am. So what's your sample? And then Via STRATTI?
Oh, we have that bit. I am at the very least going to try and land with a bit of grace.
Then hit me with a speed check.
Speed check, right? It's 2d6, yes.
Yep, and tell me the highest.
The highest is a 5.
Yeah, you inexplicably land like a fairy godmother. Brief flash of light, there's sparkles, one foot touches the ground and then the other, There's a slight coral ring from...
It's as if I was never, as if I was never falling at all. I simply start walking.
Yeah. And immediately in front of you, you sort of land by the Capitol steps here, and immediately in front of you is a group of Skeleborgs. Skeleton armies wielding arcane weapons ineptly. There's one who's got a classic sort of Viking hat and a sword. There's another who has 2 heads attached, but 1 arm, but it's a really long arm. Another has a crossbow, and finally, the last one seems like a bannerman, and he seems taller than the rest. Combat has begun. Who will start?
Do we need to roll for speed or anything like of the sort, or do we just begin?
Nope. Yeah, so the way this is going to happen is the players can go in any order they choose, and I will always go last with the enemies and world.
All right. I think a Spacehog is going to take the lead.
Yeah, run it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And he is going to run up to the 2-headed beast. And let's see. So how does combat work?
So combat, if you want to attack him with your weapon, that's going to be taking an action, and you'll do a probably strength roll, unless you describe it in a different sort of way.
Okay.
You can also use any and all of your powers. Those will always work. You can do as many of them as you want on a turn, as long as you have the resources for it.
Okay. So I think I want to use Bloody Arc on this guy because I want to swing for his head and also try to chop both of their heads off at the same time.
Okay, excellent. And he's next to the other sword guy, so this could be pretty bad for everyone.
Okay.
So give me a strength roll.
All right.
Well, no, I'm sorry. You're doing Bloody Cleave. So you spend 1 rage, Bloody Arc.
Okay.
You spend a rage. You deal 1 harm to all the near enemies, which you ran up on this one guy, and I mean, you slice his head clean off.
Okay.
And then the other one sort of looks where the head used to be, and then looks back at you, and that slides off. So you got both cool ways to kill somebody in one guy.
Okay.
And that skeleton is down. There's still 3 left. One of them's got a crossbow. The other is holding some sort of flag and banner. And the last one has a sword and has the Viking helmet.
I can still attack.
Yes, you can. You can take your action.
All right. And I am going to go for the banner man.
Okay. Are you going to try and run at him? Are you just going to brute force? I would say he is, in near range, in close range, not necessarily near. So you're going to have to take a couple steps at him, but they just do a jump, or what are you thinking? What's it look like?
Yeah, I think I'm just going to jump at him and aim for splitting that head open.
All right, give me a strength roll.
I rolled 2 6s.
Okay, that seems like I should reward it.
Oh my god.
So you come down in a flurry of spark and rock salt and cordite and whatever the smell of bone. You know that smell when you're at the dentist and you know they're doing shit to your teeth with that drill that you don't want to think too much about?
Yes.
That smell comes out of this dude, and the banner goes up in flames from the explosion. I'm going to say, since you rolled 2 6s, all the sparks and flak and everything that came off of this just sort of bounces off of Spacehog's chest manly, and you take no damage in this case.
Right. He probably bumps a couple, flex off with his giant pecs.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think that's my action for the turn. So yeah.
Okay, we have 2 people left to go and 2 Skeleborgs.
2 Skeleborgs.
I'll go next. You said there was a double-headed one?
No, that's the first one that Spacehog took out.
Oh.
So there's one with a Viking helmet and a sword, and then there's another one with a crossbow.
Oh, then I'll go for the one with the crossbow.
Okay.
I'm just going to go and punch you with my 4 fists.
And because you're 4 fists, that happened. I'm going to say you can... Not if you hit, we'll just do double damage. You'll get 2 harm. That's all we'll say. But yeah. Run up on him.
That's going to be strength?
Yeah. Swing on him.
Double 5s.
Okay. Yeah. You attack this guy. You get 2 harm off on the crossbow, and sort of describe where you're punching them. What's it look like as you attack with 4 fists?
I basically want to go and try and rip the arms off of the body, because that way you can't shoot the crossbow.
Okay, I mean, you grab these arms, and when you rip them off, the whole thing collapses. It plays a little xylophone hook, like a little marimba.
Beautiful. I guess you just got fucked up.
Off screen again, the marimba noise goes off.
But more sadly this time.
The saddest marimba that you've ever seen.
And the Strata. The Stratti.
The Stratti, yes. Well, while these 2 manly men directly attack the enemy, I will begin to give them something of a supportive performance. I begin to draw the bow across my golden violin. I'm doing that, and then, as I come a little bit closer, I force the violin to scream, dragging the bow across and just with that holy voice to try and just sonic kill the motherfucking skeleton.
All right, so you're gonna do that. I'm gonna say that's your savvy for playing your instrument to attack. Now I'm just gonna point out you have my axe power. So in addition to holy, you can add another tag onto this if you want to just get weird.
Am I allowed to do
a
new weapon tag at the same time as a different one?
Yes. See, the Forge Master gave you holy, but this is your power.
My power. Let me double check what's there.
Yeah, I can read off if you'd like me to, or you can roll.
I do have it open. I'm just seeing if there's one that feels like it fits. But yeah, no, I'll just roll another 2 and see if I can get something that none of us have yet.
Do it.
That is a 6 and a 5.
Okay, so this is kinetic. Yeah, we'll get to what that looks like as you make the attack. Go ahead, give me the savvy.
All right, that's a 2 as well.
And give me the highest result.
That will be a 5.
Man, y'all are fucking whipping shit. Okay.
Brought it down.
So what happens is you strike this chord, and again, you hear that chorus, and then it gets a little bassier, and you can see the air as it's cut and runs through this skeleton. The force continues moving past it, past the doors into the Capitol building. You blow them off the hinges, it explodes into splinters. You can see that behind that door, you've taken out probably a couple more skeletons.
Wow.
And then they turn at all of you.
Well, I hope you're not quite finished with everything, because we have company.
Yeah, look at these clowns in Congress.
And they make chattery marimba noises as they charge at all of you. More of them come out. I'm going to say there's 8. I'm not going to describe them all right now. We'll describe them when we attack them. But there's 8 Skelleboys, and behind them, it's stomping. It's getting closer. You can't quite make it out, but that looks like a giant foot, like reptilian in nature, but also skeletal. A roar comes from behind these skeletons, and smoke lingers. A skeletal dragon follows behind them. It's not really in range right now, but in the next, mechanically, the next turn you can deal with these skeletons. They're the immediate problem. The turn after that, the dragon is getting involved.
Oh boy.
Fair enough.
Oh god.
Good for that dragon.
Oh, also the ground shakes more. It's a little ominous. Whoever would like to go first, the next round begins. 8 skeletons charging from the front door of the Capitol building, and presumably they are between you and the objective.
How far is far, by the way? How far are we considering far?
I'm going to say that we'll call far like half a football field. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm bad at visualizing too much. I'm going to say that the dragon is a little beyond far. If you want to try and get shots off on the dragon now, you're going to put yourself in more danger. You're going to be charging into the crowd of skeletons and sort of ignoring them to focus your fire, if that's what you did.
As Luke would like to call it, it is a bone zone.
It's a bone zone.
Right.
It's a total bone zone.
You have to get past the bone zone to get to the dragon.
Luke in the Bone Zone in the morning.
Fantastic.
And coming up first, in the meantime, by Spacehog, which means Spacehog is going to attack first. Just clear out the skeleton. So I'm just going to run up to a Skelly Boy and I'm going to use Bloody Arc again to try to take out a couple Skelly Boys.
Excellent. Yeah, you take out. I'm gonna say if you put yourself right in the shit, you can take out 3. You can hit 3 of these Skeleboys at once, and just cards on the table. Skeleboys have 1 health, so you decimate them.
Yeah, I'm gonna run up to him, and then I am going.
5 skeletons remain.
5 skeletons remain. All right, so got 5 skeletons, and I am going to. I'm going to try to take out 1 more since I got to focus my thing here. But I'm going to run up to no, actually, I have an explosive weapon.
You do?
Yes, and I'm just looking up the exact protocols for that because.
Yes.
Because I do want to make sure I am making the most of my time. So
yeah, I would say with the 5 that remain, there's a group of 2, a pair, and 1 off to the side. So if you attacked one of the pairs, you could get both of them with an explosive attack.
All right, I am going to. Yeah, I'm going to try to get one of the pairs.
Yeah, it's a big guy and a little guy. They look like they were the skeletons of Laurel and Hardy.
Okay. Charlie Chaplin was the one that looked like Hitler. Never mind. I'm getting my old comedians mixed up. So I'm just going to run over and take up the big guy first. I rolled 5 and a 1, so I rolled a 5.
You rolled a 5. You cleave through the big, I forget which one was big, Laurel, I guess. And as you do, you sort of knock his rib cage out as one piece, which knocks into the skinnier one and sort of replaces his rib cage. It's a funny, fun visual gag, and they both collapse into a pile of bones and sparks.
Okay. And I assume like Sweeney River plays or something. Like as the Sweeney plays on the marimba as like, yeah.
Well, sheesh. The gladiator is out here gladiating and took out 5 mobs. I am learning what power is like in this game.
Oh my god.
3 skeletons remain.
Listen, Spacehog 64 is going on a Spacehog assault right now.
Yeah. Well, now that most of the skeletons are kind of cleared out, thanks to our friend, the gladiator.
Our friend, the Spacehog.
Our friend, the Spacehog. You and me and the hog.
My neighbor, Spacehog.
Would it be possible to do what I was mentioning earlier and go get past some of these skeletons in order to
attack the dragon?
Yeah.
In a sense, yes.
Yeah, I'm going to say that'll be a speed roll to see if they can get to you.
Okay, I will do that.
I'll say the attack is part of it.
Okay, because I want to use power chords.
Oh, okay. Okay, wait, what's power?
Which sonic waves stun and confuse oncoming hordes. All far enemies remove 1 harm from attacks. I want to remove 1 harm from the dragon.
Okay, so you want to get past the skeleton to use power chords on the dragon?
Yes, so that it will stun and confuse.
Excellent. Okay, yeah. So we're going to do a speed roll to see if you can get past the skeletons without harming yourself.
Yes, okay.
But you'll definitely be able to get within range of the skeleton to do power chords, no matter what the result is.
All right, so it's 2 speed, so 2 dice.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a 3 and a 6.
You straight up like Barry Sanders juke a guy. Like you're running. I'm assuming you're in heels or slippers. What are you wearing? What are your feet situations?
I feel like this is an action girl situation, so I am definitely wearing heels that I can, kick a guy and it would fucking hurt.
Ada Wong's, as it were.
Yes.
Ada Wong's.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Yes,
you
yeah.
charge directly at one of the skeletons, and then there's a microscopic shoulder jiggle, and you destroy the skeleton's ankles. In fact, I'm going to say you killed a skeleton with this juke. There are now 2 remaining. Because you got a 6. I feel I should reward it.
Oh my god. He tried to follow me and his ankles just snapped under him. He's gone.
It's not clear if the life and if the animating energies have left the skeleton, or if he's just waiting for you all to leave. He knows that just happened.
Can't believe I killed a man out of embarrassment. He's dead.
And then, you get further into the hallway, I guess into the vestibule of the Capitol building. It opens up into the congressional chambers, because I don't know what these things look like. That's the first room that you see. Big round arena, and there is the sort of the skeleton dragon in the pit of it all coming up at you. And what's it look like as you use power chords?
I think that it's kind of similar to what I was doing earlier. I start to play a song and it gets more intense and more intense until it's a confusing level. Just speed and notes and so much all happening at once. It's beautiful, yes, of course, but also, how could one possibly play a violin that quick?
Right. And the acoustics in here are ridiculous. So not only are you coming at it from the front, but the dragon sort of feels like this is coming from everywhere at once. And you throw off the skeletal dragon's sort of senses, whatever it is sensing with. And this succeeds, obviously, because that's what this game's about.
Oh, and so that is, I use 2 beat for that, I believe. So I take 2 off.
Yeah, I use 2 beat. Oh, I am tracking Eric. You have 2 rage remaining.
Okay.
We'll get to how that's refilled as we go. Luke, you're the last one available.
So there's 2 more skeletons out there in the way?
Yes.
And they're just normal bone boys?
Yeah, they're normal bone boys. They are, one's got a long bow, like a longer bow sort of deal, and the other swinging a mace.
I'm going to go. I enjoy punching the ranged weapons out of their hands. Like, in my life, that is what I love just doing in like shoot 'em games, just going fists only, going odd job on GoldenEye. So I think I just want to go, and I can't take out both of them out at least. Oh, I'm dual wielding.
Yeah, I would say you can probably take both of them out if you roll good.
Double 4s.
Double 4s. Okay. Well, on a 4, I'm going to say you can take both of them out using your one arm. Again, these guys don't have a lot of health, but as you're getting close, because you love getting close on these range guys to punch them, you sort of let the one with the mace slip your notice for a second, and before you're able to take him out, presumably with the shrapnel of his best friend, they were friends, they were best friends, he's able to scrape you with the mace, and you take 2 harm.
No.
Because
I'm going to use Armored Saint. Just ignore all the damage I would take. So he slams his mace down on me, and instead it bounces off of me because of my holy energy, and then it hits his own skull, and then the weight of the mace just falls down, splitting his bone body in half.
Okay, so he goes down. There is no marimba because you killed all the skeletons that would play it.
The only marimba left is the dragon.
The ground quakes further, and you see something starting to bubble up from it. It looks disgusting, but something's coming up from one of these fissures. But there's not much time to focus on that because the skeletal dragon makes its move. It's the only person really in range, I'm going to say, is Madison. So we're going to just target her.
Uh-oh.
So you came at it with your little magical thing. It seems like, okay, well, here's what I do. And he belches flame. You take 3 harm unless you want to try it.
Well, is this on the same turn?
Does it destroy? I'm sorry. What were you going to say, Luke?
Because I believe my Armored Saint, it does not say.
Yeah.
It just says once per combat, ignore all harm.
It says ignore all harm on this turn. So it belches flame at you, and Luke glows a little bit, and it seems like Luke's glow is harmonizing with the violins, and it protects you. You're unscathed after being...
I enjoy some strings.
Just doused in flame.
Whew, was not ready to experience that again.
Yeah. And the skeletal dragon seems frustrated and sort of stomps its feet, and you hear rattling coming from somewhere in the building. The next round has begun. There is a dragon in the middle of the congressional chambers. There is widening fissures.
Are these widening fissures coming towards the chambers or towards the building?
Oh, it seems like, it's a little bit of everywhere. Like, it's coming towards the building, but as you're getting through the building, it seems like this didn't just start with you. Like, there is partially collapsed areas that are also bubbling a little bit as well. That nasty goo.
Oh, that nasty goo.
The next round begins. Who would like to go first?
I'm still away from both Spacehog and Luke at the moment, right? They're still out there.
They would not have to use an action to catch up to you, so that can sort of play out however we want.
I think they might want to come get over here at the first, so that I can use one of my moves to give them a bit of a boost.
Yeah, I feel like I'm doing cleanup, but I'm also probably the lightest on my feet out of the pair, so I'll go first then.
Yeah.
And I just make my way over.
If you are getting closer, then I can do this at the very least.
Yeah, we can just say that both of them, irrespective of the turn, just rush in to join by your side.
We are fools. Fools rush in.
All right.
To deal with the dragon.
Yeah. So if you want to buff up your boys.
Yes, I'm gonna use voice like a horny angel.
Yes! Oh, Meatloaf reference.
And play them both a song that lifts their spirits and gives them a free reroll on their next turn. They can pick the higher roll.
All right, spend that beat.
All right, and so that's 2 more down.
Well, thank you very much for that. And is that your turn then?
Yeah, I think I'm going to take my turn. So how do I refill rage? You said you were starting to say.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I've forgotten to do drops. I meant to do this with the last turn because you killed 8 dudes and kind of pissed off the dragon. So some drops happened. We got 2 energy per person, so that's going to fill you back up. And then we'll say retroactively via STRATTI, you're going to be at 6 out of 8 beat.
Ah, okay.
What also dropped is a 2-harm mace after that slapstick death that one suffered. If anyone wanted to pick that up.
Oh, I think it would make sense if I was the one who picked it up.
Yes, it would, as you were the closest when it dropped.
Mm-hmm.
It has no tags. This is just a regular mace. I meant a flail. I guess I was picturing a chained.
No one knows the difference, Sam.
I
It's
know.
perfectly fine.
But yeah, so you've got a weapon now that does 2 harm, no tags, and that's it. So yeah, drops are supposed to happen on my turn, based on what you guys have done and keeping you in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, very cool, very cool. Does that, since a new weapon dropped and I would not end up choosing it over my current weapon, you have my axe says every time I do that, do I get a new tag for my...
I'm going to say you have one that you swap between, and then it's always going to be holy in addition.
Okay. I would like to. Let's see if I can randomize this into something interesting.
Yeah, do it.
All right. That is double ones.
Double ones. It's a chain. This will it ejects chains, or rather spectral, glowing, halo-like chains on every attack, restricting movement on enemies.
Oh,
Golly.
very cool. It'll help to keep the dragon down.
All right. And Spacehog is going to go, and you know what? Since I just got 2 back, Spacehog is going to leap into the air and come down with a shatter as close as he can to the dragon.
Okay, yeah. So the dragon takes 2 harm off of that just automatically as the ground quakes. I have to say another fissure sort of opens up, but you see the green try to bubble up, but it seems pushed away even from this attack that you just made.
Okay, and I am then going to run up to the dragon and try to chop him off at the tail.
All right, give me a strength roll.
I rolled a 6 and a 1.
Jeez, I would like one of you to fail sometime. No. So, yeah, you come at him. You swing your explosive axe down at the tail, and you make a big dent in it, because this is an extra 2 harm, plus 1 to yourself, so take 1 damage. You finally manage to get chipped by these exploding shotgun shells attached. But the dragon looks upset about what you just did.
Well, you know what? He can kiss my ass. It's cruel to be kind, as some would say.
In the right measure.
That's right. Speaking of cruelty, Luke, it's your turn. You're the last remaining person, I should say.
I am. Well, I've got this mace, and I look at this big old bone dragon, and I say, hey, I'm going to cast my vote, you piece of shit. And because it is a 2-harm weapon, do I get an extra dice, or?
No, that's just how much damage it's doing.
All right, let's take this from Democracy City to Pound Town. Oof, that is a 3.
3, okay. So, where are you coming at it? Just going right for the face on this dragon?
Oh yeah, I'm going right for the face. I want him to see me coming.
He does see you coming, and belches flame at you. But because of the power cord still being in effect, it's not
I forgot the reroll.
Oh, yeah. Yep, you do. You have a reroll.
For my horny angel. Yeah.
That's a 6.
Hey!
That's 6. So it looks like you're about to jump into the path of its flame until, again, you glow, and so does Stratti's violin glows, and again you harmonize, and flame passes harmlessly. The skeletal dragon takes a chunk of damage to its face. You knock its jaw partially off, exposing that there's nothing really inside. You're not sure what would be generating the flame or the roars with smoke, but this guy looks like shit, and it's nearly dead. It looks about, and it roars, and it's attempting to terrify you all. I'd like you all to make savvy rolls.
Savvy. Ooh.
Savvy.
That's a 6.
Okay. I rolled a 5.
All right.
I enjoy your vibe, Dragon. I think it's very cool. I think that my friend Sam would enjoy you. I hope that they are alive, or maybe not. Maybe they're in a better place.
Hey, so does my voice, like a horny angel thing, does that apply to me as well?
Are you your own ally?
Am I my own ally?
I'm gonna say yes.
Okay, cool, because I rolled like a 2 and a 1, so let's reroll. Yes, it's better. A 1 and a 5.
All right, yeah. You all stand tall as the dragon tries to terrify you and brings down more of the building. In fact, another earthquake hits, more goo seeps out, and the floor starts to fall beneath you. And before you know it, you're falling again. And Luke, I don't know if we want to take a break here. We've been running. But I was about to move us to a new stage if...
Yeah, we can wrap up this session.
Yeah.
And then we'll take a 5-minute break.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay.
Cliffhanger, you're falling.
Oh god, we're falling. Is the dragon also falling with us?
We'll find out.
Oh god.
I'm going to play his bones like a xylophone.
I hope you do.
You've been listening to RPG Pals Club. I am Luke, your game master. You can find this podcast at rpgpals.club or on our Twitter, which is RPG Pals Club. We hope that you have enjoyed this return to Waterdeep Dragon Heist, as we are getting close to the end of Gary's vision. It's only taken us 56 episodes? No, 57. Yeah, 56 or so episodes to get to the big finale.
10 days and 56 episodes.
Yeah. So look forward to what is coming up in the future.
I'm curious to whatever it is.
More guns. We all get a gun.
It's just Shadowrun now.
Campaign 2, we get guns.
Even Barry.
Bow, bow! I have plans and thoughts.
All right.
Yeah. So look forward to that. Leave us reviews. You know the whole spiel. It means a lot. Also, if you enjoy the podcast, let us know on Twitter.
Yeah.
And Luke, your game master, can be found on Twitter at Koltreg. That's KOLTREG. I have a bunch of podcasts that are wrapped up, but also like the Exiled Annual is coming up soon. I did a Fallout Columbus set podcast where it sounds like that is also going to get a new Game Plus style sequel to it. And follow me on Twitter at Koltreg and check out all the shit that I do.
I'm Sam. You can find me on Twitter at Frunding_Loom. It's FROONDING_LOOM. And that's all I got to plug.
I'm Madison. I've been playing Koyos. And you can find me on Twitter at QuipsterRikuru, Rikuru spelled RIKURU. And pretty much everything I do will be linked through there. So, it's a hub of sorts. Have fun.
I've been Eric, aka Rhythm Bastard. You can find me on my website, rhythmbastard.rocks. Rock so hard I had to put it in the URL. You can also support me monthly by going to my Patreon at patreon.com/rhythmbastard. I record new music, I record covers, and hopefully a visual novel that's going to act as sort of a prequel to this little campaign we've been doing. You can also support me by going to my Bandcamp page at rhythmbastard.bandcamp.com or on my Threadless store at shop.rhythmbastard.rocks.
I'm Gina Dazer. I'm on Twitter occasionally at adaser, ADASER. I'm working on some pretty big projects right now, but mostly in the physical space. Look forward to those in the future. And just take care of yourselves, show care for yourselves and others, and have some cocoa. 'Tis the season.
Hi, I'm Sahoni. You can find me on Twitter at Sahoni_stuff. That's SAHONI_stuff. Where you can see me talk about my other podcast, Bargaining Points Memo, which is a semi-weekly current events comedy podcast where we look at the news and scream, but in a funny way. You can also find links to my shop, bramblewolfgames.itch.io, because my game is finally launched. That's right, you can go get Exceptionals, a game about community, activism, and kinetic I-beams right now. It's been selling pretty well. I'm currently working on a setting book for it with some extra protocols for more character options, which you can support the development of on my Patreon, which is Bramblewolf Games on Patreon. I have community copies if you are a marginalized person or a poor person for whom the $15 would be too much of a burden for. And you can even sponsor extra community copies through tips and support on my Patreon.
And that kind of wraps things up. Thank you. Welcome back to the entire party being together. Thank you again to Jen Overstreet for stepping in on the previous arc. And keep an eye out. Keep healthy. Keep safe. Keep happy as much as possible. And thank you for listening. Catch you on the flip mode.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.